All right. Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2. Let me come here. Let me go to. You go to this channel. Mic check 1. Okay, there's that. All right. All right. Let me go ahead and share this out that we are live. There we go. There's that. Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. So, all right, yeah, that's a funny post again. All right, then. So, yeah, let me kind of close in here. Close it in, close it in. All right. So, I got a tweet. I say about yesterday, I guess. They're trying to do a podcast and show people some parts and specific things that they would need because this person's going to be building a PC next year, and wanted to know what's the best type of PC to get or to build and things like that. And I asked him some basic questions. And the first question you have to determine, the first question you need to determine when you are going to be putting together a PC. Let me put my banners up here. Is let's see, budget. So what is your budget? And I told him, to be honest, because it's the only way this can really work is if he's 100% honest. And he said that he wants to game at 60 frames a second with high graphic settings, and with high graphic settings, and also he wanted just to be at between 1080p and 1440p. So, and I said, well, what exactly do you want to be at between 1080p and 1440p? Because that's going to affect what you have to go out and buy. So he tweeted back, 1080p. All right, fair enough. I mean, again, if you're going to build a gaming PC, most people are at 1080p that are gaming. Most. Some may have stepped up and started doing 1440p, but most people with gaming rigs are gaming at 1080p. Some are lower than that. So, but he wanted to be at 1080p. Fair enough. So his budget, he said right now was about $700. All right. So, and I said, all right, well, let's go ahead and try to build this one. And so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go through the spaces here that I use to build my PC. So first thing you're going to have to do is after you get your budget down is decide what kind of motherboard you're going to have. Like, are you going to have an AMD motherboard, or are you going to have one catering to NVIDIA, stuff like that? Now, because everybody, the people that we're building this for, I just consider it's for people who are PO, P-O, can't afford the O and the R. So I like to use Amazon. And so I'm going to put in CPU tower. So I started him off, and so if you're building a PC, the first thing you have to do is decide what kind of tower you want to have. So because we are PO, you can have a mid tower, a big tower, and or a MTX tower, which is a small tower. So let's just say we're going to go with the MTX. Did I see the? Oh yeah, I did see it there. T3. Man, here, let me make you a mod while you're in here. There we go. Yeah, I saw it. So if you're going to build a PC, the first thing you have to do is do this. Is you have to figure out what kind of case you want. And let me go ahead and go here. So we'll use this one. Okay, we'll use this one. And this is an ATX case. And they have one, it's a mid. Well, all right, this is for giggles and stuff like that. We're going to go to the mid one just to make sure that everything is good. So let me put this on the screen here. Let me go here, make that there. All right. So as you can see right here, this is a $54 mid, mid tower. It's a gaming tower. So you got plenty of vents. You can look at the backside and things like that. It's got plenty of vents and things like that. You can look in the top left there. So right over here, top left, plenty of vents and things like that. And that's ultimately you got to have air and stuff like that coming in. So, all right. So this is where I'm starting out with him. A tower is about $50, give or take. And then we have to go to the motherboard. So what I suggested to him was the motherboard is something in the 470 series. Now these are different motherboards and things like that. So, but because we are P-O, can't afford the O and the R, I'm going to recommend this one right here. This is for people. So right now, you have a Asus 450 AMD Ryzen 2 ATX motherboard. It's got all the bells and whistles here, and it's Gen 2, meaning the 2600, 2700 series capable. And this is a good buy. I mean, so right now we're at about $155, $156 right now. Let's just round everything up to 160 just to help keep everything on. But right now you got your motherboard. All right, you got a motherboard and you've got a tower to put it in. So you're at 150 right now. So we're not, we're not bad. We still got $550 to play with. Okay. Now I know these prices change. and that's perfectly fine. So, so we'll keep moving. So we have a motherboard and you have a tower, and that's the way it's got to be right now. Hold on, let me go ahead and flip my burgers over. Let me flip my burgers. La la la. Intermission. Let's say they're about finished. Window. Okay, we'll put those there, and there we go. All right. So we're at about $155, $160 if we're building. So I recommend this motherboard right now. If you're building a PC, this motherboard is $100, and you can get it. You can get that and the bundle, which is the sticks. But I'm just recommending a motherboard. It's perfectly fine. So, but right now we're about $150. So, we'll stay here because now we got to get a CPU. Now, again, he wants to play at 1080p, and this is an AMD build. So we're going to look at the Ryzen 5 2600. And let's get giddy here, and let's do the 2700X. Okay, I recommended the 2600X with again, it comes with a cooler. This is $119. So right now you're at one. Let's call it $120. So you're at what, $280 right now. You got your case, you got your motherboard, and you've got your and you got your CPU. Now, this is what I recommend. Remember, you're building a computer that does 1080p, 60 FPS, high graphic settings, not ultra settings. High graphic settings. So, but let me come over here to the El Chato. What's up, T3? You still doing? You still all right? Shout out to the people watching. I see there's 8 people watching. You leave a comment. But right now we're at let's see here. Let me double check my calculator. Because remember, we are PO, can't afford the O and the R. So the tower was what, we just rounded that up to 60. The CPU is 120. And the motherboard was 108. So we're at 288. Okay. That's not bad. So how much do we have left to play with? We got 400, little over $400 to play with. I think we're going to be good because now we got to go big time shopping. We got to put on our big boy pants here, and we've got to get a GPU. You got to get a GPU now. So, so let me go here. Let me go to this. Okay. So now that we got to get our GPUs. And again, we're doing an AMD build. So we got $412 left. So let's just marry this to an AMD card. And let's just do a 580 GPU. Yeah, let's do 8 gigabytes. So, all right. So let's go ahead and find us a decent one. There's one for 179. All right. So we'll do this one. This is the 580, as you can see. It's a good one. It's $160. So that brings us down to like 200. And so where are we at? 412 minus 160. So that puts us at let's see here. Roughly $240 left, give or take. Well, actually, yeah, $240 left. So now let's go ahead and get some RAM. Let's this is slow RAM, but this is just to get you in the game. Now, I would see here. I recommend if you're just building to start out with something like this. So let's see here. All right, well, here's this. Is this correct? Yeah, here's one. This works. Okay, this works. This still leaves you about $190, give or take. And we got to cool it and stuff like that. But we're just getting into the game. And so there you go. This is a good one. I recommend this one. It's $50. This is just 8 gigs. I know you're like, oh, you want to get this, but it fits right there when you're building it. So when you see your motherboard, when you're building it, this goes right here. It's not that hard to put these in. I've done it myself. So yeah, it's not that difficult. So we'll keep moving on, and we just have to get the cooling system now. So I recommend 600 watt power supply. As you can see, you can get these fairly inexpensive. Here's one for $46. Here's the one I have. This is actually the one I do have. So this is $64. So now you can get some 500 ones, but because you're PO, which I understand, we're PO. So we'll go ahead and get this $50 one. So this still leaves about $120, give or take. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is we need to get a hard drive for it or an SSD. So SSD, let's just go 1 terabyte SSD. And now I still am unfamiliar with these SSDs. Let's see here. Here's one right here that pretty much will break you. Here's the one that I just ordered. I think it's this one, or maybe it's this one. Is it this one? I think I ordered this one. I think I ordered this one. Or was it this one? I think I ordered this one. Yeah, I think that's the one I ordered. I think. Hell, I can't remember. I gotta look at it again. So, but again, that gets you gaming, ladies and gentlemen. That gets you gaming. Now, this does not include a monitor. And yeah, like I said, this includes a this does not include a monitor, which are on sale for about $100 right now. They are on sale. So and Andre Clay, who the hell will build a PC? Okay, look, somebody who is just getting started, and a majority of people that game on PC are playing at 1080p. So I don't know what else to say. And that's where a majority of people are, and that gets this person into it so that they can game at 1080p, 60 frames a second at high graphic settings on most games. Most games. And some they'll have to turn down, we all know that, but this gets them into the game. This gets them into the game. And and I told him, I said, the solid state drive is still new. For me, even I don't even know where this thing is going to go in my computer. But again, the Black Order, that's why they're on tap. So, but yeah, this gets you into the game, and that was an AMD build, and you'll be gaming pretty hardcore with that. So, so be cheaper if you buy RX, but that's fine. I didn't recommend the 570. I just the 580 is what I recommended. So. Yeah, and again, what the monitor that they buy is up to them. I think he already has one in mind. So yeah, I think because he got the same monitor that I bought. I bought a 1080p Samsung monitor, and because it's a gift, I can keep it till mid-January. And if a 1440p monitor goes on sale, I'll show you the one I'm looking at to purchase. I was asking, shout out to Jada Up City. I was talking to him about it today. It's a 1440p monitor, so it was 24. I believe it was 24 inches. Let's see here. There's an Asus. Let's see here. Let me type this in, 1440p. All right. I don't know if that was it. Maybe it was this one. Was it this one? Let me look here. Oh, so I got one expert review. That's terrible. No, that's not a 1440p monitor. So I am here's one that's on clearance. But here's the one I bought. No, I didn't buy that one. I'm sorry. Let's go here. Oh my goodness. This thing is terrible. Does not know what it's doing. Anyway, I'm looking at an LG one. That's just me. But this gets them into the game, and that's why I recommend it for them, just to get them into gaming. So, just to get them into gaming. So, you know. So, but yeah, this gets them into gaming, and so it's that's the main thing. I mean, there's different ways to build them, but this way they can start playing and having a good time, and get online with their friends and call in the B2. Josh, what's going on? So, do you think we'll get PS5 news at CES in January? Possibly. So. But I just stay tuned. I mean, I don't. I thought they had an event scheduled in February, but they may not. Not for sure. So, but I think Fox is right. Microsoft's showing their form factor and releasing some rough spec. I mean, I know with Microsoft in about 3 more weeks, you're going to get the final specs of it. They're going to put their specs out first, is my understanding, like January 4th or something like that, some 5th, 6th, something like that. And also, shout out to the Gamer Couch today. Kid Smooth was on there. Adam dropped by. Jada Up City came by. A lot of news in there. Foxy Games dropped some news from NX Gamer. So, and pretty much, what I heard about the PlayStation, it's people are let me put this in real quick because I was going to talk about this on Wednesday, but well, let me put this in now because what I thought was going on was exactly what was going on, which was I'm just going to put this in now so you don't confuse with 12. I'll put that up there. So this is very important, and this is what I think is going on. And So I think there's people that are confusing 12 T flops of performance with 12 T flops of power. There's a difference. There's a difference, and I just think there's a group of people that's misinterpreting what they're being told. So I'm just going to leave it there. So I think both will be the same spec. They're going to both do the same things. They will do them, again, I've said this before, they will do them differently, but they're going to both do a lot of the same things. So the Xbox is very powerful. So, I mean, as far as the way it's going to perform, and people are taking GCN architecture, which is the old architecture, and they're confusing it with Navi architecture, which is not the same. It performs different. People can literally see that. And it's just, I'm just kind of like Zen performs differently than the other stuff does, talking about the CPUs. So it's you'll know for sure. Like right now, let me make this clear. If you're building a computer, the Ryzen 2700X, okay, that's an 8-core CPU. That's on sale right now for like $179. So so people really need to look at that. This is if you're building a computer. If you're wanting to upgrade and you got something like a 1800 or a 1700, but the Xbox is supposed to have like 3.6 gigahertz on that CPU. I mean, that is a massive leap in technology. That is massive. So, just it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. So, but people just can wait. So, some may show their hand early. Well, again, Microsoft has had to do what they did. Okay, Microsoft had to do what they did. What they've effectively done. See, those gaming awards were what, Thursday night, and here it is Sunday, and people are still talking about that reveal. So it did exactly what it was supposed to do. Okay, which was they got out early and they showed people their form factor. Not only that, they showed a game running on roughly the same specs. Now, they didn't show any gameplay, but they showed what some of the games could look like. And that's, I think, what surprised a lot of people. So, but Microsoft had to do it. I mean, they had to show their shareholders and things like that what exactly they had been working on. They spent that money on, and they showed them. So that's fine. I got no problem with that. You read 3.5. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. 3.5, 3.6. It's roughly the same. It roughly at 8 cores. I think at 8 cores and 3.6. I pulled up an 1800 X CPU. So that's a Ryzen. I mean, I know it's not the same. I mean, they make that clear. It's not the same. But that thing is going to be a monster. And the PS5 will be in the same thing. I think shout out to Foxy. Didn't he say it was going to be like 11.7 T-flops, 11.6 T-flops for the PS4 or PS5? And a performance. Let me make that clear. A performance. So I just think that because I think the Vega GPU, the 64, is right at 12.8 or 13 or something like that. And some of the games on that Sony dev kit were out with it because they had it on a Vega too. Okay, the Navi was tested against Vega, and Navi has won all the time. You can pull up the Navi specs of the 5700 versus the let's see if I can actually find that. So it's 12. Yeah, I said that over a year ago. Do not confuse 12 T-flops with 12 T-flops of performance, or 5 T-flops of performance, or 10 T-flops of performance. If it is the equivalent of those rockets, the rockets that NASA launched are performing better. They don't take as much fuel to get out of the atmosphere, and they can carry more of a payload. So the rocket is not only lighter, it can carry a heavier payload, but it performs like a Saturn rocket, which is the rockets that in the Apollo missions, those Saturn. So again, it's 12 T flops. So if you were to take, I don't know, if you were to take 4 T flops, all right, you look at the PlayStation Pro, it's 4.2 T flops, but it's overperforming that. It's performing like it's closer to 6.6 T flops. Okay, that's just the performance, okay? Because there's a lot of things that are built into it to get it to do the checkerboarding, to get it to do what we see. You have games that look like Horizon Zero Dawn. You have games that look like Death Stranding. You have games that are, look like the Ghost of Tsushima that's coming out. So it's not performing like it's 4.2 T flops. It's not. So it's I don't know, it's performance versus raw power, brute force. So Microsoft learned its lesson with brute force. Brute force does not work. So and you notice Microsoft has not said anything about T flops at all. Neither has Sony. So both have been very smart. Both have been very precise. They're talking about the performance. I'm gonna pull up, see if I can pull up this page of the benchmark page, and we can just all look at it together. I mean, I was looking at this I was looking at it months ago. So, all right. So Vega 64 versus, all right, here we go. We'll just use the 5700. I'm not even going to use the XT. And we'll go to user benchmark. Okay. So let's see here. Let me go over here. Share my screen, application window. Okay. Now this is user benchmark that I'm using. This is not a fanboy site or anything like that, so I don't want to hear it. Let's see here. This is user benchmark. It's all this is. And of course, there's an ad for Best Buy because I just looked at an ad there. All right, so this is the Vega 64. We're here on the left. All right, and then here is the RX 5700. These are both AMD products, so we're not comparing it to anything else. These are both GPUs, and one was released Q3, and this one was released 2 years later. So this is the 5700. Let's just make this. Do they not have this the 5700 up here? All right, here we go. Here we go. So 5700. Okay. So remember, this Vega has like 13 T flops. This has like 9.8, 9.7, something like this. Okay. So let's bring it down here. Now the Vega is faster. Okay, slightly faster. But the average bench, even though it has less T flops, it has a slightly better bench. Okay. This, they overclock. I guess they can both be overclocked. This is better. This is a better GPU. Over on this side, this is the RX 5700. Now remember, this has less T flops. This is a Navi-based GPU, and this is the Vega base. Okay. Games FPS. Look, this is outperforming by 9% what this is. Now, CSGO was a lot better on the Vega. But overall, you're looking at the Navi architecture here on the right. Look how it's outperforming the Vega architecture. Okay, here's your Vega architecture. Here is your, which I assume is GCN. I may be wrong. Somebody please correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong. I think Vega is GCN and this is Navi. So when Lisa Su came out and said, look at this performance, and it was all these numbers, that's what she was talking about, is the performance. It's like, hey, look, this one doesn't have as many T flops, it doesn't get as hot, and it still is outperforming, okay? It's not as powerful. This is over here on the Vega side, the left side is brute force, okay? And then over here is performance. Value and sentiment, this is 26%, okay? So it pretty much is, now you can compare that to the XT, which is going to blow the Vega card away. Let me see if we can find that again. All right, so here's the XT compared, again, it's the AMD cards. Look at this. This is faster. This is 19% on average faster. It's overclocked. It's both overclocked. It's still really good, but this is really good. But look at this. Everything over here, besides one game. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So one time out of 8, Vega is outperforming. Vega is outperforming the Navi. You see what I'm saying? This is why everybody wants this Navi card. All right, this is why they want that Navi card. So, and I'm not bringing up friggin' NVIDIA because NVIDIA is not building these consoles. NVIDIA is not building the consoles. And then we go down here. Look at hugely. Look at the mark. Look at this value and sentiment, 149%. So I hope that elaborated that, and that helps because on the right hand side there. On the right-hand side, you're looking at the architecture that's outperforming the Vega, which at the time, the Vega was one of their top cards. So, it is what it is. Where Foxy, he said that he got that from NX Gamer. So, but again, you have to wait and see. But I think people are confusing 12 T-flops with 12 T-flops of performance. It's crazy. So they're not. 12 T-flops that's more flops than like the newest NVIDIA card, isn't it? So I'm just letting that out there. Now they care for 8K. Harry Tran. Who cares about what they care about? The hypocrisy that's been exposed will choke you. So and they're like I said, they want to play victim. And when Sony announced it was going to have an 8K capable console, blah blah blah, it was Sony's lying. They're not telling the truth. Mark Cerny's of this and that, and then all of a sudden Microsoft has the same thing, and it's it is okay. So yeah, they're that's why I said they're moist. They are moist. I'm talking about moist. So, but hopefully that helps you out. So hopefully that helps you guys out as far as don't confuse 12 T-flops with 12 T-flops of performance. So what sit are you used for that compares? What I don't understand. What site? That was just the user benchmark site. That's what it's called. It's called user benchmark. So you can compare CPUs, SSDs, RAM, USBs. It's all here. So, and I like it because it's a pretty straightforward site. It's reputable. It's the top site that most people use for comparisons. So, that's again, that's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, boy, Julio Jones took a hit. So, oh boy, he took a hit at the goal line. So, they hype for Hellblade when it's a Walker. Well, again, Buck Rogers, they're hypocrites. I'm really trying to get people to this. They're hypocrites. I don't know why people take them seriously, but they do. So, but guys, yeah, I wanted to do this because Professor Black Truth. I think he's going live about 8:15. I'm going to watch that. But yeah, don't confuse 12 T-flops with 12 T-flops of performance. So it is what it is. I think people should just be happy that there's more games coming out. Let's see here. Yeah, they're buttery for days. So let's see here. Does anybody else have any more questions? Because you've seen the Navi architecture, which is the 5700. We're not even going to look at the CPU. It's silly to look at the CPU. So, yeah, that play almost worked. So, if no more questions, we're going to bounce on out of here. I know BGST, this went live about 5 minutes ago. Everybody's going to watch them. So, but yeah, guys, that was pretty much it. I wanted to do a quick one with you guys, and hopefully that helps you build a PC that are kind of looking, they got less than say $1,000, and it's always, I would budget about $1,000, but you can get started with the box and with the motherboard for about 150, 160 bucks. So, and that will at least get you started. That will get you started, you know, and that's what I recommend. So, all right, guys, AMD RX 57 is 170. Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, I just went with the 580 because I know that will do 1080p high graphics. So, but all right then, guys, we're gonna get on off here. I do appreciate you all coming. It's been fun. It's been real, but it ain't been real fun. You know what I'm saying? But guys, I'm gonna get on off here. You all have a good rest of your evening and have a good rest of the week. You all take it easy. Peace.